PSA to all so-called black, negro, African, Moroccans, or black, so-called black, negro, Africans in general that are from the stock of Shem, not Ham. There's a remnant of y'all in Morocco. Y'all are dispersed and mingled in with Hamites also throughout the continent of Africa. Now some of y'all, it's clear what bloodline y'all come from. And there's also a remnant that will not look like they come from Shem or that they're Israelite. But there is a remnant of y'all in Morocco, in Africa in general. Israelites from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now a lot of y'all are under the bind of Christianity and Islam due to colonization, slavery, transatlantic slavery on the west, sub-Saharan slavery in Africa. A lot of y'all have been converted to Islam, but that is not the path, the way of your forefathers. The path, the way of your forefathers is the Torah. Now if y'all check Deuteronomy 28, the curses of Deuteronomy 28 let y'all know who the real Israelites are. Those people in Israel, what they call Israel, are not the real Jews. They do not fit those curses. You can never find a time in history where those so-called Jews, those Ashkenazi, Germanic, Khazarian converts, you cannot find a time when they were put into chattel slavery through the transatlantic slave trade and the sub-Saharan slave trade, dispersed through all continents of the earth, 4 corners of the earth, and were the lowest people in every country they went to. Yet at the same time, the most influential people on earth. It's clear who the Most High's people are. The people in the ghettos. Even though they're in the worst conditions, and it's clear that all the governments of the earth conspired against these people. You can see it in America. If you just look in America, why every ghetto, more than 90% of people in the ghetto are so-called black, so-called African American, who the majority of people hate, and they conspired. They put all these other nations in their neighborhoods to sell to them. You got Arabs, Chinese, church on every corner, doing nothing but banking off of the Israelites. Yet, even though the Israelites got the spirit, they're the type of people that they can either be the most holy people on earth or the most wicked on earth. And at the point of them, the ones that are raised in the ghetto and all this stuff like redlining, Jim Crow laws, being called, what, 3/5 of a human? Who was that done to? And ask yourself why it was done to that group of people. Yet still, the most athletic, the best singers, the best musicians, the most influential around the world, even though people, all the nations of the earth hate them, hate the Israelites. And the lowest of all people groups as a whole, and you got a few millionaires, billionaires in there, but as a whole. And their dollar goes further than anybody else's dollar. But they're the poorest. Even despite all that being the lowest of the low, due to strain from the Torah, and being cursed for strain from the Torah and for idolatry, following a white man god, worshiping a Kaaba stone, the idols of wood and stone, the cross and the Kaaba. Despite all that, still, how is it that all these other nations follow what they do, follow what Israelites do? Y'all gotta think about that. You go to Asia, Japan, hip hop culture all over the world. Hip hop culture all over the world, following the wickedness of the Israelites, the so-called people that everybody hates, that everybody conspires against, yet everybody wants to be. It could only be one people. And of course, there's people mingled in also that will not look like your typical Israelite due to mixing, diaspora, mixing with this people, mixing with that people, mixing here and here and in there. There's gonna be outliers. There's gonna be people that look like Israelites that aren't. Like Bob Marley, for example. He looked like straight Israelite, but his dad was his father was a white man. Vice versa, dude on Prison Break, he looked like a straight white man, but his dad's black. You cannot simply tell by skin tone or outward appearance alone, hair texture alone. But for the majority, if you are a so-called Negro, you're most likely an Israelite. You're most likely Shemitic. You're most likely from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So PSA for all you so-called Negro, Black, Africans in Morocco, in Africa in general, stray from your idols, stray from your man-made religions, stray from Christianity, which haven't done anything for you, stray from Islam. And even the Quran says that the Israelites are to follow the Torah. We're supposed to judge by the Torah. And really, they're supposed to follow the Jews, the people of the book. If y'all actually read the Quran, it speaks very highly of the Torah in several places. Y'all made that shit up about the Torah being corrupted. So come back to the Most High Yahweh. Come back to the Torah. A remnant of y'all are dispersed in these countries, and a remnant's gonna return. So make sure y'all part of that remnant. I'm here to tell y'all that. The Most High will gather his people from all corners of the earth. All four corners, every country y'all is dispersed to. Every country you was sent to be slaves. A remnant of y'all is in Morocco. A remnant of y'all is in every country in Africa. The so-called Messiah, who does not fit any of the messianic prophecies, so-called messianic prophecies, really of the seed of David, of David, never did nothing for y'all, will not do nothing for y'all. The Most High alone, Yahweh, some call Yahuwah, some call Yahweh, many call Yah, as a common denominator. In Psalm 68:4 calls him Yah. That is who you follow. Not Judaism, not Islam, not Christianity, not New Age bullshit. Not the ways of the nations of man that you was dispersed in. Follow Yah, follow Torah, his commandments, the whole duty of man. Ecclesiastes 12:13. No mention of needing to follow a son or believe in a son. No mention of a son being sent to die for your sins. Accountability. Turn from your idols, turn from your religious turn from what you have been taught, keep the commandments of the Most High, the Elohim of Yisrael, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. It's a PSA. All you Israelites, you may not know you Israelites, you know now. You might need to switch your Francais. You might need the French. I'm trying to speak it as clear as possible. So if y'all have to use captions to know what I'm saying, whether you speak Arabic, Darija, or French. I know a lot of y'all don't know English or are fluent in English. But some of y'all gonna hear this, and the ones that hear it and they understand, you're either going to accept and seek the truth and follow the truth, which is the Torah, which is the way, or you're gonna throw it aside and stay in your atheism, your Islam, your Christianity. You are the real people of the book. You are the real Jews. You are the real Israelites. It's time to wake up. The gathering will commence soon from all four corners of the earth. It's already been begun. Only a remnant will return. Majority will be killed off before we enter the land. Because there cannot be wickedness or defiled people in the land. So y'all got questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Hit me up on my YouTube channel. Hit me up on my IG, which is linked in my description. I can connect with you on WhatsApp if need be. The mission, the goal is to wake y'all up, y'all who do not know who you are. The reason you're the condition you're in every single country you're in is because of who you are and the Elohim that you have not served, that you turned away from, whose laws, statutes, and commandments you stopped obeying. Your ancestors stopped obeying. But you will rise back to the top, the remnant, the ones that turn back to the Most High and seek Him alone and follow His commandments. That's who's gonna rule. That's who's gonna rule. And there's no Christ coming to save you. David is your so-called Messiah, the seed of David. Who y'all are waiting for. Not no man from the sky that already died and came and didn't complete anything he was supposed to. And has to come back 2,000 years later to do it. Those people over there are not the people. It's supposed to go when they get back, when the true Israelites return to their land. First, it's going to be desolate. They're not going to return at the final days, the final return, until the wicked ones are purged out. And the Most High reveals Dawid that will sit on the throne. If they've been there since 1948, why do they not have their king? Why is there gay parades going on in the Holy Land, so-called Holy Land? It don't make no sense. So yeah, y'all wake up. Moroccans, you Africans, so-called black, so-called moreno. Y'all the real Jews, y'all the real Israelites. Wake up. The time is nearing. The time for repatriation and reclamation is nearing.